Welcome back to Be Dabble Crafty Crochet and Knits. Today I'm making a crochet hook double heart mini rug. The supplies include a crochet hook, draw liner, pink yarn, red yarn, pencil, markers, 2 pieces of paper, a compass, and scissors. I start here with drawing a circle on the folded sheet of paper with the compass. Next, I draw a diagonal line from the edge of the circle towards the folded side of the paper. From here, I cut out my heart shape. I'm going to repeat this process twice for both hearts. I used 2 different colors, sheets of paper, just to make it easier for me to visualize what it would look like having them overlap each other. But you don't have to do this. You can use the same color paper or you can use different colors. So like I said, I'm going to do the process again. This is the larger sheet of paper. So you just try to find the center and make your circle. Then once again, diagonal line from the edge of the circle on the paper towards the folded edge. So you can make these hearts larger if that suits you. You just use a larger size paper. I prefer to work with the square shape for this technique with the compass and the circle. And then you just want to make the sizes, 2 different sizes, one larger, one smaller. I had the 5-inch by 5-inch and the 6-inch by 6-inch. But for the purposes of the crocheting, I don't think you want to make it too much smaller. So I overlap the hearts and I tape them together. You can play with the angles at this point. I decided on how I wanted them to lay out, so I'm taping it down so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to go on to the draw liner. I lay it out and trace the paper hearts. So after you're done tracing, the next step is to cut them out. So now that I have my shapes cut out, I'm going to take my smaller paper heart and place it back on the draw liner and trace it. Trace the second half of the heart. So this is what the project looks like at this point. And now we're finally on to the crochet portion where I'm going into the empty spaces with what is a loop stitch that you don't need to create a foundation for. That's the way I look at it. And I'm trying to create, well, I want to be consistent with the direction that I make my stitches in, so it looks neater. But going back and forth is kind of a challenge with the angles. If this were a square, it would be more straightforward. But I manage. And then here you see I left the space for the second color. That's why it was important to draw that outline. And I'm just working the first color. And I'm showing you here the edges. But the process is pretty repetitive. I'm going to go in a straight line across. It does get tighter. But whatever you do, you just want to keep doing it the same way each time. This project doesn't really take a long time to complete, depending on how much time you want to give it. But this is what the end result looks like. I appreciate you watching. Once again, I hope you'll try it. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.